Howdy, hey, so this is just going to be a fun little in-between video for the end of September, or close to. On Twitter and my Discord, I asked y'all to give me some questions for a little Q&A, and that's what this is. I thought that might be kind of fun to try. I got a lot of questions and obviously can't answer all of them, but I grabbed a big old chunk to give silly little answers to. If your question wasn't chosen, I'm sorry, by the way. I might do another one of these sometime in the far-off future. I don't know. Also, I gave my $5 tier patrons on my server first dibs on questions. I thought I should mention that. Before that, though, just quickly wanted to show something that I actually meant to include in the recent Fixing FNAF Plushies video as a little interlude thing halfway through the video, but I completely forgot to do so for some reason. I remembered it like right at the end of editing, but I was trying to get it out and I just decided to leave it out. But I thought I'd show it off here instead. Hey, look at these crazy little guys. You know what these are? You wanna take a guess? You might be thinking maybe some cheap FNAF bootleg plushies, maybe some weird unlicensed carnival prizes or something. Nah, but you're pretty close. These are actually unreleased prototype FNAF plushies made by Good Stuff. I haven't talked about them really at all yet. Funko and Sanchi aren't the only brands making licensed FNAF plushies, it turns out. Have you ever seen these things around? Like, these are usually used as crane game toys or arcade prizes and are super duper cheap and ugly, way worse than any of the Funkos by a really wide margin. And to be honest, these aren't really different. There's something. I think this Freddy actually did end up releasing officially, just as a much smaller version. They even had the other three in this particular style, but this big O version of Chica seems to have just remained as a prototype. It never went anywhere. I think its face was kind of repurposed for the other Chica, but as far as the long, semi-game accurate proportions, I guess, that's just this thing. Super weird seeing a plush like this. But hey, it's really cool to own plush prototypes like this. I feel like I own like illegal FNAF contraband now or something. A raid will be conducted on my home by the Cawthon Estate any day now. And the reason I randomly have these in my possession all of a sudden is because Pat Mac, the Pat Mac himself, reached out to me out of the blue and offered to help me nab these, which was incredibly kind of him and very unexpected. So big thanks to Pat Mac. Very sweet of you. Also, if you haven't seen his stuff, definitely go check it out. If you love weird, obscure, plushy stuff like this, or just kind of nostalgic video game and cartoon merch in general, this dude has tons of videos that will definitely be up your alley. I'm a huge fan of his channel. I can't recommend him enough. Okay, into the Q&A part now.
What's your favorite color?
I really like light pink. That's probably my favorite, but clearly I also like orangey yellows and such. I dig the whole fall and autumn type of vibe a whole lot. I'm obsessed with that season. It's kind of a whole thing.
How has becoming a content creator affected your view on the internet and the people that go on it?
It hasn't really affected my view a whole lot. I still consume the same things. I still love and hate pretty much the same things about it, but it's definitely changed my relationship to the internet and how I interact with people on it and such. Just simply having some amount of a following at all and being known at least somewhat has definitely taken some getting used to and all the responsibilities and stuff that follow. But on top of just like having an audience that I make stuff for now, it's very surreal, but very cool at the same time.
Would you ever consider making a second channel for YTPs? Or just a second channel in general?
I'm not opposed to doing so. It could happen at some point in the future. I don't really know, but at the moment, I don't really have a good reason to. The only benefit that would provide me would be the ability to post extra silly stuff without worrying about losing anybody on the main channel that's just here for my mainline videos, but I don't really have the time to make enough silly stuff to clog people's feeds or scare people off anyways. So it wouldn't really serve any point right now when I make small shit posts or YTPs and stuff on rare occasions. Might as well just throw them all here. I also have like Twitter and stuff that I can get all my wackiness out on anyways.
What's your favorite animal and your least favorite animal?
My favorite animal is my dog, Kazooie, and my least favorite animal is my dog, Kazooie. No, I'm kidding. My favorite animal is monkeys.
Where did the name Bizabizow come from?
Bizabizow was a username that I've used really ever since I was a kid for pretty much all games and such that I played. I'm pretty sure it started at some point in elementary school when I started getting into Halo pretty heavily. How I came up with that, I don't know. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just a silly, goofy name that just kind of appeared in my head at some point, I guess. Funnily enough, though, there was someone on Twitter or something recently, I don't remember who, that was like, oh, I get it now. You have the honeycomb background because your name is Bizabizow, like Bizabizow, like busy bees, which isn't how it's pronounced, and that's definitely not intentional. The honeycomb thing didn't really stem from anything. It was just a pattern that I thought would be cute, but really interesting interpretation. I've never made that connection.
Is your avatar based on yourself?
Yep, that avatar is my Sona. It's myself, although a cutesy version, of course.
Are you more of a donkey or Shrek kind of person?
Toy Story.
Do you have any other game series you want to do music trivia for?
Yeah, there's a ton of series I want to eventually make videos for. I think the biggest one is Mega Man, just because it's my favorite game series and also happens to have my favorite video game soundtracks out of any series. So I'm itching to have an excuse to talk about that. I just have to make sure there's enough to fill an entire episode with, is the only thing. There are a lot of series that have some really cool musical facts and tidbits, but not quite enough to blast 15-ish minutes of video discussion. So for those series, I gotta collect as many little morsels of trivia as I can before I'm able to tackle them. I'm also thinking about doing like some sort of grab bag episodes that are just a bunch of small tidbits and stuff from series that couldn't make full episodes, just kind of thrown together. Rapid fire type of deal. I might do those at some point.
If you could add any skin to Fortnite, what would you add?
Hashtag dollop in Fortnite.
Which in-app plushie that you've designed so far would you most like to have IRL?
I can't really narrow it down to just one, but my top three would probably be Withered Chica, Mangle, and Springtrap. I really liked how those came out.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
I've never tried it. I'm a picky bitch with the palate of a 7-year-old anyways.
What's your favorite word fruit?
Noelle Deltarune. She's pretty weird and silly, I'd say.
What type of video do you enjoy making the most?
In general, I think my favorite thing to do is just like coming up with fan-made concepts for media I really love, and drawing mock-ups for them is kind of like a what-if kind of creative exercise. That's been something I've always loved to do just on my own for fun, and still do. But being able to make videos out of that, like the Fixing Plushies and the Smash Halt series, is super fun. It's been a blast to put that activity into video form in a more clean and put together manner. It's really fun and satisfying for me, especially that other people also enjoy to watch and get entertainment out of it. It's been really cool to see people find that sort of thing as exciting as I do. I have a ton of other ideas for concept mockups in that sort of fashion that I also want to make into videos and series as well. So I'm really excited for those.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
Shuckle.
Lemon?
Blushes, Twiddle's thumbs. Yeah.
Thoughts on the Mario series plushes?
I love them. They're all really cute for the most part. All of the Bowser Jr. ones are, of course, the best. Also, side note, if they ever released a Bowser Jr. version of one of those like giant, soft, huggable pillow ones, I would actually cry. I want that so bad.
What are your favorite games right now?
Metroid Prime is my favorite game, but here are some other ones that are up there as well.
Can Billy and I make a cameo in your newest video for clout, for exposure?
I just got a knot in my stomach reading that. Could you please leave me the frick alone already and stop harassing me and trolling me and stuff?
If you had a really big sandwich, but it was green and creamy and gross, but it smelled really good, would you still eat it?
Never mind, that was awesome, Billy. You proved me wrong. Keep it up.
Have you ever played Half-Life?
No, I haven't. I really need to, though.
What are your thoughts on Rhythm Heaven?
I've played a tiny bit of Mega Mix, and it was really fun. I need to play more in general. The series looks incredibly cute and appealing.
What inspired you to start making videos?
I've wanted to try my hand at making videos for a while, really since like late high school, I'd say, is when I started having actual ideas and considered actually trying to make them. The plushie vid actually wasn't my first attempt. I had several other ideas that I started and had written scripts for around that time that I sort of gave up on before then. Eventually, I landed on the plushie idea after I had sketched a lot of them out just for fun in my own time and was like, hey, actually, this would make a good video. So I started that in like early March of 2021, I think, and worked really slowly on it for about like 4 months and finally uploaded it in June.
Are you guys going trick or treat?
What's your favorite official FNAF plushie?
As far as like being the actual best designed, I'd probably say one of the Pizzeria Simulator ones. They're all surprisingly solid and are the best looking ones in my opinion, but my actual personal favorite would probably be the Spring Bonnie. It's really silly. I love that one.
Favorite YTP?
I know it's pretty predictable, but probably Fesh Pence. It's just too much of a classic. The Price is Rice ones by Do Things are up there pretty high too. She has a ton of classics in general. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give everyone a chance right now to go unsubscribe from the future.
Favorite and least favorite FNAF games?
The first is probably my favorite. I just love the atmosphere that it brought right out of the gate. And UCN is my least favorite. I just hate everything about it presentation-wise.
What is this weird little freak's name?
That is Lincoln Sammy.
Can you recommend me a show, lol?
Yes, absolutely. Community, it's my favorite show of all time. It's really fucking good. It's not perfect. There's a ton of issues I have with it, particularly that a lot of stuff from it hasn't aged the best since the early 2010s. You just kind of have to prepare yourself in regards to that before you go in, as a lot of shows from back then are, I guess. But if you can get past those things, it's a really good time. It's all on Netflix. I highly recommend watching it. There's even a season with Finger in it. I mean, come on.
Wait. Oh.
What's with the Fluttershy voice in your videos?
The Fluttershy 15 AI voice is literally just a fix for narration mistakes. I live with other people in a small house with paper-thin walls, so I have a pretty limited time when I'm home alone and able to record. So 90% of the time, re-recording lines isn't really an option for me. When I come across dumb bimbo mistakes while editing, instead I just use the text-to-speech. The reason it's Fluttershy is just because I like Fluttershy and I think it's funny. I even found that Beanie Baby plush image that says Thai in big letters. So I was like, hey, that's perfect.
Do you pay your secretary?
Yes, in creme coin.
Would you drink a jar of swamp sludge in exchange for a swamp gem?
That's kind of fucking tempting. What kind of rare swamp gem are we talking here? What kind of precious swamp stone are you offering?
Top personal bands / artists / musical groups? Like, besides game OSTs.
Goddamn, you've really put me in a gosh darn bind, haven't you? I like some of Gorilla's stuff. They're pretty cool. That's usually the answer I give people. Again, I'm lame and don't listen to a lot of conventional lyrical music. I know. Funny thing though, for a lot of elementary school and middle school, Coldplay was my favorite band. So yeah, I don't think I should have an opinion anyways, just based on that fact alone.
Are you going to make plush designs for other games when you're finished with the FNAF series?
Potentially. I've toyed around with the idea of possibly designing some plushies for franchises I love that have little to none officially, like Metroid is a big one. Although FNAF is a lot easier of a sell in general, just given that they already have a loose template to begin with, like the general shape and such. I'm not really sure what I do with designing a plush line entirely from scratch as far as like what their body shapes would look like in, tandem with each other and making them fit in all together. I don't know. It might be kind of hard.
What are your opinions on Shadow the Hedgehog?
I love him, of course. Although he has said some pretty out-of-pocket things about me on Twitter, so I don't really... Okay, that's enough questions for now. Again, sorry if yours didn't get answered. There's a lot of them. I do want to quickly talk about some frequently asked questions about the channel that I didn't see asked in the Q&A, just so I can answer these in video form, as well as some things people haven't talked about, but I just want an excuse to mention. Do I give permission for people to model or make my FNAF plushies IRL? Yeah, absolutely. I love seeing that. Just credit my designs if you post them anywhere is all I'd ask. Aside from that, go nuts. When's the next FNAF plushies? I kind of worry that I haven't explained how I'm going to be handling that series moving forward well enough. I think I may have unintentionally given off the expectation that those episodes are going to be a fairly frequent thing on the channel, which is not true. The series isn't going anywhere. I enjoy making them. It's not ending or anything, but it's definitely not going to be a frequent thing. The time between the last one and the most recent one, which was like 7-ish months, you can expect future gaps between episodes to be around there. So probably about 2 episodes a year at most. The series is meant to be a sort of special thing, I guess. It's my big series that takes a lot of work for each installment. There's a ton of art to make. The editing is a lot more laborious, all that stuff. So it's kind of meant to be spaced out in that way. I also just don't want FNAF plushies and just kind of FNAF in general to be my entire channel. I'm not a FNAF channel. I'm not a FNAF tuber. It's just one thing that I enjoy out of many. I have a ton of other topics and franchises and all that I want to talk about on the channel, so I gotta make room for those. Which kind of leads me to, what other videos am I working on? I obviously can't give you exact details, don't want to spoil, but I have a lot of stuff I want to do. Obviously, there's the video game soundtrack trivia videos. Those will probably be the most frequent out of all of my series, just because they're the easiest to research. I don't have to draw a ton of art for it. The editing is a little less intensive, and I just really enjoy making them. I love talking about video game music and making a kind of big old collection of a bunch of cool facts and tidbits slowly over time. Like I said to one of the questions, I want to cover more series as well. There's a ton of neat stuff out there that will make some pretty cool episodes, I hope. I'm also going to continue the Fixing Smash Alts series. I haven't forgotten about that one. I'm going to get back to it as well, don't worry. And aside from all those, I just kind of want to branch out in general into some more video essay type content. There are some topics that I really want to talk about in that sort of format, and would love to start trying my hand at that sort of thing, even if they're not all full-blown video essays. I just want to do more one-off topics that aren't a part of a larger series or anything. Kind of like that Melee Brinstar video that I did. In general, I just don't want to feel tied down to anything in particular, and be free to just make any cool videos I have ideas for, while still having all the series that I have running in the background that I still keep going, if that makes sense. When's the next upload in general? I want to shoot for at least a video a month pace, although I'm sure that won't always happen, especially with bigger videos, but that's my general upload goal that I'm going to try to keep up with. Where can you see updates between videos? Once again, I'm going to shill my other thingy-mabobs. Sorry. If you want to see what I'm doing in between uploads, I have my Twitter where I post dumb shit sometimes, and of course my Patreon Discord where I occasionally post little sneak peeks and works in progress and such. What music do I use in my videos? I list all the songs and tracks I use in the description of each video. There is also a playlist linked there containing all the background music I've ever used in a video, excluding the ones in trivia videos that I mentioned by name. So if you ever wanted to listen to the ultimate gamer girl mix, that's where you can go. What else is there to watch? I'm glad you asked. I made a cool ongoing recommendation playlist recently where I put videos that I love and think are worth checking out. If you're ever bored and need something good to watch, or you're just waiting for my next video and, need something to bide you over, I guess, I highly recommend watching through all those. There's a ton of great stuff by incredibly talented people. All right, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching this chaotic mess. I might do another Q&A like this at some point in the future, but I don't know, just an impromptu sort of thing for now. Also, my September Patreon scrunklies, Spider-Bee, Goose Nerd, Just a Penguin, Equinox Music, Dewey, Prism, April B, Creative JK, Adelaide Parade, Malin, Soy Sauce Flavored Tide Pod, Galaxy, Chico Mode, Addie Fields, Kaylin, Pewilliver, Schmoons, Frigid Duck, Zealous, Rubbish Bunny, Secretly Ashlyn, Caleb Hodgstriffer, The Siderian, Goji Dragon, Awesome AC, Blargan Snorf, Xylo, Xenodude Face, Grace, Melody May, Snowbro, Wunga, Red Mustached Alien, Sans Toast, Lily Swartzlander, and Jenny. Thank you all. You're awesome sauce. You're amazeballs. You're other dated 2010s internet